Welcome to Integrated Math 3. On this episode, Stevenson will demonstrate for transformation C, what I've done is I have two examples set up for you. One will illustrate on the sine wave and one will be on the cosine wave. But please understand the transformation C affects sine and cosine very much the same. So don't stress about looking at every possible scenario. So in this particular case here, what I have is we're going to sketch the function y equals sine of x plus pi over 2. Now this is a horizontal translation, and since it's plus pi over 2, this means it's going to move to the left pi over 2. Now, left pi over 2 literally means take every single one of the points on the sine function and just move it pi over 2. Based on my scale here, that means all I have to do is move it one spot to the next tick mark to its left. So watch. I'm going to start with the origin here. This is the sine wave. I go one to the left. That point is now here. This point is now here. This point is now here. And I can do this with each one. This point is now here. Now, each of the maxes and mins will move 1 pi over 2 to the left. So take this, will be here. Okay, now you can see we have our pattern, so let's sketch it. So if you notice, the entire graph just shifted one way. There's no stretching, there's no compressing, it just translates left or right. This is called a phase shift. Now let's look at another example, but this time I just used cosine to illustrate. In this particular case, you can see it's x minus pi. This means this graph is going to move to the right pi units. So just like above, what we're going to do is we're going to take every single key point here that I have and we're going to move it pi units. Now, based on my scale, I'm actually scaled this by halves. So in order to get to pi, I have to actually go 2 halves to get 1 whole pi. So let's start with this point here. I'm going to move 2 to the right, so 1, 2. So there's its new point. So this point here, 1, 2. This point here, 1, 2. This point here, 1, 2. So what I did is I just went along my given cosine wave and found a point, the next point in line, and I moved it 2 units to the right. But it was 2 pi over 2 units because I needed to move it a total of pi. I now have enough here to sketch my new function. So again, this is a phase shift. The shape is still the same. All the other attributes for the most part will be the same, but there's no stretching, compressing, any direction. It just moved it left and right.